So I don't know if you guys know what's going on, but they're doing exactly what they told us they weren't gonna do. Robots patrolling the streets. Yeah, you saw it right. That was a robot dog being deployed in New York City. Are you serious? Can you imagine how this could possibly go wrong? Information you need to know coming right up. If you guys are brand new here, welcome to our awesome community where we have prepping tips, emergency preparedness how-tos, and we deliver you awareness, news that you should know. If you find value in stuff like that, be sure to hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date. Let's jump into this one. So crime on the rise. Yeah, it's a statistic. It goes across the board up yearly, as does population. But is it so unsafe that we need robots patrolling the streets? Question is, are you gonna feel safer with robots roaming the streets, coming up to your door? And could you guys possibly see how this could go terribly wrong? So let me play this one more time. Listen closely to what the mayor says in New York City with these robots, these robot dogs ready and available to start patrolling the streets. And it's not the only tech that they're putting out there on the streets. There's even more than just the dogs. Check out what they're doing.
First, there is DigiDog, sniffing out danger. Then there's the GPS Dart, tracking cars driven by people up to no good. And you might run into this roundish robot, keeping an eye on places like Times Square.
We want the public to know that the use of these technologies will be transparent, consistent, and always done in collaboration with the people that we serve.
The NYPD showed...
Now, do you guys believe a word of that? You know that this is going to be misused in the long run. Now, we're talking about these same robots that got bad backlash in 2021. So much bad backlash that the whole thing was shut down. Here in this news article, you can read all about it. But they're learning that they can get away with things easier and easier as they're taking more control and more control.
Showcasing 3 new tools that will be rolled out in the coming months. Pilot programs, the department says, linking cops with new technology, especially during extreme situations.
In hostage negotiations, counterterrorism incidents, and other situations as needed.
DigiDog was originally launched during the de Blasio administration, but the program was suspended. Civil rights activists said it was an example of over-aggressive policing. Today, Mayor Adams barked back at those complaints.
DigiDog is out of the pound. DigiDog is now part of the toolkit that we are using.
The DigiDog is out of the pound. Oh, so now it's humorous. Now it's funny. I wonder what happens when the robot dog with the machine gun. You guys thought having an iRobot vacuum was kind of a little bit creepy. Well, how about the DigiDog robot with a machine gun? Yeah, wait till that goes wrong. Well, what happens then? Do they put the dog down? Exactly. They're gonna blame it on technology, malfunctions. Oh man, I can see where this is going, and the people on the streets and some of these news articles I watched, they say it's creepy as all get out.
It's like airports and college campuses, cameras and two-way communications, connecting police with people who need help. The GPS Dart, already in use, launched in some cases at so-called ghost cars, illegal rides using phony paper license plates.
And while we're doing this, it allows our officers to stay safe, limit pursuits, and let the GPS do its job.
So who pays for all this stuff? Well, police say $750,000 for 2 dogs comes from forfeiture money, additional funds from the capital budget. The mayor took a bite at reporters asking specific money questions.
This is an investment in our public safety.
The new recruits start popping up this summer. In Times Square, Gus Rosendale, News 4 New York.
All it takes is them saying, it comes down to that. That's what's gonna sell the people now, an investment on the public safety. So what happens when things escalate and there's a hate crime on Twitter? You think that these iRobot dogs are the only thing they got cooking?
Just softening you up for what's coming, yeah?
I think the big thing to take from this is they're just softening you up for what's coming. And it's a lot more than that. What happens when you commit a thought crime and one of these Terminator robots shows up to your door? Knock, 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 knock. Well, you know what? You can't reason with a robot, especially a robot with a Ruger. You say something wrong on some social media site, you didn't take the latest juice, you're not staying inside your 15-minute city while you got all these little robots patrolling around everywhere else. Off to the camp you go. And the camps are there. And where does the problem lie? You've got big cities like New York City. You got people walking out all of these stores with stolen goods. All of a sudden, they can't be stopped by the police department. They can walk out with X amount of goods and no one can say a word to them. It's almost like they've been setting up the whole thing to enable all these robots. Well, we can't do anything, but the robots can. Almost seems like they've been building up to where they need something to come in and save the day, right? I mean, look at this from the Daily Mail. New York exodus as 10,000 people flee to Florida with almost 1 in 3 planning to leave. What happens when those 15-minute cities that we talked about in earlier videos start to come into play? Knock, 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 Terminator dog at your door. You cannot leave your 15-minute city. Or off to the camp you go. And that's the scary reality to it. So remember, when they sell you on the ideas of these 15-minute cities that are gonna keep you safe, and they're gonna build up that infrastructure around those cities so that you are safe from any threats. You know, just in case you have the dream and desire to go buy a piece of land, grow your own garden, maybe even produce your own food. Breathe in some of that clean air and reach your fingers out into the skies of freedom. No, they're gonna keep you safe in a 15-minute city. And those robots are gonna go patrol everything to make sure everything is fine. You guys aren't reading the writing on the wall. This is what's unfolding. And this is why more people need to consider their options and decide what they are for and what they are not for. Because if people don't represent the freedoms in which we desire, we're gonna lose them. Remember, keeping you safe is going to be the play, because you never know about the next bad stuff that could go through beef, poultry. This is the play. Because we're gonna keep you safe, we're not gonna let you have this, or that, because there's a new strain out there that's affecting it. Or maybe if you didn't get your recent dose, we're gonna have to address that as well, because we're keeping you safe. I mean, are they taking these policy changes and decisions from the Terminator sector? I mean, these folks making these decisions on this crazy AI robot stuff can barely change the ringtone on their personal iPhone. Do you guys realize that this thing is being set up with a system where it can go in where supposedly it's too dangerous to send law enforcement? It can justify on what to do without anybody on the joystick and telling it what to do. This, my friends, is headed down the wrong path. Scenario, are you comfortable with this? Dog goes into the room, robot dog, looks around, decides for itself, by the way, it's got a machine gun, if it's safe or if it needs to start shooting. I don't know who can put a stop to this type of stuff these days, but that's exactly what needs to be done. Now, we don't promote fear on this channel. What we promote is awareness for you guys to know what's going on, take in the data, monitor and adjust, make your own decisions, and continue looking into more facts. But I have to say, across the board, this is downright scary. New York City already rolling this out. What's next? Probably California. I'm guessing California is gonna be on their heels. So be careful, California. That's why so many people are getting out of these hot spots as fast as they can. Before you know what, they keep you from leaving for your safety. Anyway, this was far too important not to share with you. This is major awareness that everyone should know. Make sure you share this. And if you guys missed this video, you might want to watch this one next. Keep prepping, keep learning, keep doing. We'll see you guys on the next one.